Hello everybody, this is Jane Hamilton Parker on October 2022. Today, as promised, I'm going to talk about the hands of the royal family that you might find quite intriguing. So remember, I haven't seen them face to face, I just brought their hands up so I can have a look. So these are my thoughts. So do follow this channel. I come on here every now and again because I'm quite busy because, as you all know, Craig and I own a film studio and I'm doing private readings as well as many other things and getting ready for our spiritual retreat in Italy next year, so I'm quite busy, but nevertheless I haven't forgotten you all. Right, now I thought we'd start off first of all with Prince Charles. Now when I looked at his hands I felt that they were quite swollen and it indicated he suffers with poor circulation. And I also felt, looking at his hands, he was a man that's very short-tempered, and it makes me wonder if he doesn't suffer a little bit with OCD, which is, I don't know if all of you saw the pen incidents where the pen was leaking and he got quite cross with it, and then Camilla had to calm him down, which was just little things really. Now I do feel when I'm looking at his health, I don't feel he'll be on the reign very long. We can't actually give a date or a time, and not unless I get it from the spirit world. But at the moment he has to do his duty and get the royal family in order. Now Princess Anne's hand was very interesting because I felt a no-nonsense, down-to-earth person and quite a fair person, and a person with a wonderful sense of humour, and very much into horses and had a great understanding. And I felt a very fair woman, but once again I felt a woman that very much could be quite stern, quite in her attitude, but was quite fair, and I felt a very loving mother and grandmother. Now Prince William's hand was quite interesting because I felt very much his long fingers, quite a perfectionist, very much traditional, very much family first, very much a family, very traditional as I say. But he also had fingers that he was very fussy, liked order, and I felt very family orientated, but at times could also be very cross with things. A very respectable person, and will make a great king in the future. Charles will make a great king too. It's just that I'm feeling where he's still in a bit of a time warp. It does need bringing into the 21st century, the monarchy. Now, Kate was very interesting as well. A very good earth mother, very good, I felt, that will do the country well, but also I felt very much could be quite offended by people being a bit critical of her. That's where we get Meghan Myrtle in, so a woman with very high standards. Andrew, unfortunately, very bad-tempered and a very streak of self-importance, as if the way he speaks to staff and speaks to people, he gets no respect. People do think he's a bit of a twit. He is now really, I suppose, really a bit lost on one level because his mother's not there to protect him as such. Now Harry, I felt Harry was a very sensitive, very sensitive boy, and at times unsure of himself. He's very protective towards his wife because unfortunately he feels association with his mother, very much how she was treated, and he felt that the same thing is going to happen to his wife. But don't be fooled by this Meghan at all, because I felt with Meghan, she aims for perfection, very much so. She likes everything her own way. She's spiritual in her own way, I say, because you're doing yoga doesn't make you spiritual. She's very wrapped up into her self-importance, very controlling streak she has. Also, I feel she's got narcissus streaks in her hand, very much controlling. Everything's got to be about her. and she feels injustice at times, and very much she wants to be in control of her situation. A lot of this can come through fear. Now, Camilla was a very, I felt, a funny lady, down to earth at times. She gets very tired, but has a wicked, wicked sense of humour. In fact, quite naughty, I felt. And I felt that very much she's very much a lady that's had to go through an awful lot in her life, of losing her brother, losing her mother, losing her father. And very much, I felt very much dedicated to Charles. There's still some animosity towards Camilla, or Queen Consort, as one would say, because people are blaming the death of Princess Diana towards her, which isn't true whatsoever. All through the centuries, princes, Prince of Wales, first Prince of Wales, and kings, even King Louis of Versailles, they all had mistresses, and it was a very acceptable thing. It's like you had to keep it quiet. I'm not saying it was right, because I don't believe it was right, but it's like the men always had to have their own way. But the most powerful queen was Queen Elizabeth, Elizabethan queen, what we call the Virgin Queen, was very much a woman but thought like a man, was a tigress, and very interesting, very clever lady. And I feel if you look at their hands, especially if you look at Prince William's and long slender fingers, the same as Harry's long slender fingers, very much I felt service to them in the army, RAF, was very important. They took it seriously, and they liked to be one of the lads, one of the boys. And very, very sad what's happened. And I felt with the passing of our beloved Queen Elizabeth, it affected Harry very much, and very much it was so hard for him to show face at the Queen's funeral, but he done it with dignity, and he done it with class. Very, very difficult. And I'm feeling he misses his family here in England, but it's been very hard for him because he's got somebody always on at him, you know, this is this and this is that, and you know, and see the bigger picture. But all the royal family are very, very interesting with their hands. Prince Charles, it does worry me with his health, because you know, this puffiness and everything, his circulation is very bad. Though he does look after his health, I believe, by just having fruit and nuts for breakfast. He misses lunch, and then he has an evening meal, and he's quite fit in the sense he loves walking for a man of his age. But it's his bad temper that I feel he needs to control, because I see high blood pressure and heart troubles there ahead of him. Prince Harry, I feel, is very much a person that I feel believes in things, believes he's right, very protective over his wife, his children, and it's very sad, because I feel he's a young man that wanted to live a happy, ordinary life. But of course, you know, these boys sent away for education and one thing and another, and it does affect them. But I feel with Prince William as well, he takes his role very serious, very, very serious. And he has a lovely wife that stands by him that's quite classy and quite dignified, beautiful, and the children as well. Although I feel with Princess Charlotte, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with, because I feel she's going to very much be somebody that wants her own way, very compassionate, lovely little girl, but a naughty streak, and very strong-willed. Never break that from a child that's strong-willed. Now, I will do some predictions as well, like I've said later on. Unfortunately, I've got a very busy schedule today. And what's your views on the royal family? I mean, a lot of people are anti-ruler, don't want the monarchy on the throne. They're like a figurehead and things. But you know, when we looked at the funeral, I felt that Great Britain done our Queen very proud, and there's nothing like it in the world I can think of, how things are done. And it's sad we've all got to die, even the Queen, and she done us very proud, even to the day before she died, meeting the new Prime Minister. Now your hands can change, and I believe your hands lines can change every 7 years. It'd be interesting to see, when I looked at Meghan Myrtle's hand, a very determined in life to get on, very determined, and I feel with her lifelines quite long. A woman that doesn't take no for an answer, a woman that's always looking out for good opportunities and everything, I felt. I wouldn't be surprised there would be another child later on. There'll be another child for her. We definitely will have news soon of another royal baby on the way, so watch this space. And her lines is very, very interesting. Very much, I feel, a girl that likes her own way, but doesn't always get her own way. And unfortunately, it's not all about her in life, because actresses, let's be honest, are only playing a role of let's pretend. And as I say, I do feel sorry for Harry in lots of ways, because I just feel that definitely, we missed one important, I don't think so, Prince Andrew. His life's never going to be the same again, is it? Because with the royal family, it comes respect, tradition, and serve your country, which I feel that this, if anything, Prince Andrew is the most disliked member of the royal family from the public and also in the royal family. I'm not saying people condemning him in the royal family, but I feel that his life is going to change, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised. There might be a new role created for him, but I don't see it at the moment, because I just felt he let us down. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now, and be safe. Remember, protect yourself. Do have your flu injections, because it's all starting now in the autumn, so look after yourself, and every day is a blessing. So from not necessarily a royal guru, or not necessarily a royal psychic, but from your psychic and medium, Jane Hampton Parker, do look after yourself. God be with you. Ciao.